Welcome to Vero Beach, Florida, and historic Dodger Town, home to the national softball team and the Jackie Robinson Training Complex, which today plays host to the 2023 Nike RBI World Series as DC Elite Nike RBI take on Houston Astros Nike RBI in the softball championship game. Hi, everyone. I'm Jill Guerin alongside Destiny Martinez. Destiny, so excited to be here today.
I am so excited. This is one of the best tournaments. The most competitive softball players are here today, and I just cannot wait to see them compete today.
I know you're very involved with some of the programs that MLB has, including this RBI program. Let's take a look at the history of this program. This is the 30th annual event. Nearly 200 participants. Total of 20 U.S. cities are represented, including cities from the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and Curacao. Now, there are 3 division championships, the junior baseball, senior baseball, and what we are here for today, softball, which is ages 19 and under. And what is so great about this is 4 programs with 2 teams represented in these tournaments. Chicago White Sox Nike RBI, Cincinnati Reds Nike RBI, Houston Astros Nike RBI, and Miami Marlins Nike RBI. And this matchup today is between DC Elite Nike RBI and one of those programs that have 2 programs here, the Houston Astros Nike RBI. It's going to be a great matchup. Let's take a look at how DC Elite RBI made it here to this tournament. It's their first time in this tournament, and they really had their backs up against the wall in the double elimination part. In the second game, they did lose, so they needed to win 3 games in order to make it into this championship game. But Destiny, this is their first time in this tournament.
Yes, DC Elite Nike RBI has had to fight and claw their way through not only the tournament, but to get here, they had to beat the reigning champions from the 22 championship just to get to this tournament. So for them to make it all the way through, it's a huge accomplishment, and I am so excited to see them compete.
And the team that they will be facing is the Houston Astros Nike RBI team. They are no stranger to this tournament, and they are undefeated in pool play and in double elimination. But they have a chip on their shoulder, Destiny, because they did fall in the championship game last year with a tying run on 3rd.
Yes, the Houston Astros Nike RBI team, they have so much experience in this championship game. They won in 18, they won in 19, 20 was a COVID year, they won it in 21, so they want to come back. Since they lost the 22 season, they want to come back, and they're going to be aggressive, they're going to be great, and they're going to be so much fun to watch.
We'll go into more about their experience versus the lack of experience that DC Elite Nike RBI has. But as a former player, what can you say to having that chip on your shoulder and being able to still stay calm and cool in this environment?
Yeah, it's a tough environment to play in. You're under tough circumstances. You want to come back, but this is a whole different team. You know, they lost 5 players, so they're coming back stronger. They've got 5 more that they replaced, and so, you know, they got to come out. They're going to be aggressive, and Coach Megan did mention they've got to take the game a little bit slower. They understand their competition is quick, but they've got to be aggressive yet smart to make decisions.
First pitch coming up soon. Throughout the game, we will show you content from the RBI World Series and its programs throughout the year. For now, here's the Nike RBI Spotlight from the Houston Astros Nike RBI program.
The Astros' journey getting to the RBI World Series was amazing, but it was also a little rocky because it's a lot of stress from last year.
Michael Stepp RBI dethrones the 3-time reigning champions, Houston RBI.
We lost in the championship game, which is really upsetting. It was something new. Like, usually we're known for winning. It just didn't come out our way.
We had the team to do it. It was just our mentality. We were overthinking stuff.
We've gained a lot in the past 12 months. The players we had last year were amazing. Luckily, we were able to replace a lot of those girls with just as amazing players. We still have strong bats. Our pitching is just as strong as ever as well.
This year we're back and strong and more hungry, and we're here to take what we left on the table.
We just have that grit and fight in us.
The energy this year is even more hype because the girls are wanting to come back and win it again. So I think our energy is just turned up a notch to hopefully bring it back home.
It will mean a lot if we win the championship because a lot of our team is leaving. It's a lot of seniors this year, and we have to make a last statement before they leave and then keep it going on for the future.
It will mean a lot to me because coming last year and losing was very, it hurt because we let go of a legacy. but if we win, it's gonna be a statement.
The Houston Astros are energy. The Houston Astros are a powerhouse, and the Houston Astros are winners.
Houston Astros!
Welcome back to the 2023 Nike RBI World Series from the Jackie Robinson Training Complex in Vero Beach, Florida. With Destiny Martinez, I'm Joel Guerin, and let's send it down to the third member of our crew, Sandy Charles.
Thanks, Jill. Yes, like Megan Hayes just mentioned in the spotlight, the Houston Astros Nike RBI program is a powerhouse. 3 titles in the last 4 tournaments. Now, they did lose last year, so they're looking for redemption. I spoke with head coach Megan Hayes, and she told me her message to her girls this year is come out strong, come out fast, and keep your head up. She doesn't want to see any heads low in that dugout. She said all chin up, eyes on the future and on the win. Now, these young ladies are not just looking to win for Houston, but the boys Nike RBI team won the championship last week. And of course, Jill, we know the big league franchise recently won a big title too. We'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Sandy. A big dynasty for the Houston Astros Nike RBI. But right now, let's look at the lineup for DC Elite Nike RBI. Leading off is the center fielder, Bria Sewell, followed by the shortstop, Raven Jackson. Then the left fielder, Kennedy Godzi Fisher. In the cleanup spot at first base, Andea Smith batting 5th behind the plate. Yasmin Burrell batting 6th at third base is Kiamani Fujimoto. In right field, Bobby Tate. At second base, Amaya Mullings, and the designated player is Alana Yancey. But in the circle today for Houston Astros Nike RBI's Isabella De Los Santos. She did pitch last year in the championship game. She came in relief. This time she will be the starting pitcher. This will be her third start of this tournament and 4th appearance. All right, we are ready for underway again. I'm Joel Guerin alongside Destiny Martinez. We have Sandy Charles on the sidelines for us. Thank you for joining us today. We are so excited to have you here. Let's get ready for some softball, Destiny.
This is going to be such a good game. Getting to talk to both coaches, the energy is there. The athletes are so talented.
Sewell squares to bunt on the first pitch, and they call a foul ball. I saw the home plate umpire say foul ball, I thought. Did I missee that? Well, she's out at first base. Spoke too soon there. First error of the game goes to the play-by-play broadcaster, Jill Guerin. I could have sworn. Oh, because she maybe touched it right there. Okay, so I did. Oh,
Yeah.
he's saying safe, not dead ball. All right.
Really great play by Charisma Garcia, just getting out of the catcher's box, making that play.
We know that DC Elite Nike RBI has a lot of speed. They're going to try to use that. They can lay out bunts like we saw as Raven Jackson, the shortstop, is at the plate. Fouls off the next pitch. Count is now 1-1. Now, Isabella De Los Santos, she can mix in screws, curves. What's your pitching report, Destiny?
Yeah, so she has a really good curveball. We've learned that she throws about 65 miles per hour, which is really good for this level of play. That's going to be tough to face her, but I think the biggest challenge is going to be her changeup.
Another swing and miss there. Count is 1-2. Might be a changeup count here.
When she throws her changeup, she's able to get down to 40 to 45 miles per hour, which will really be tough to adjust as a hitter.
1-2. Line drive towards right center field. It lands for a base hit. Rolls all the way to the fence. Jackson heading for second, cruises in easily, and just like that, DC Elite Nike RBI has a runner in scoring position in the first.
It's a really good piece of hitting, letting the ball travel deeper in the zone, seeing that outside corner, sending it opposite field.
Textbook, not doing too much of the pitch, just letting your bat do all the work for you. All right, runner in scoring position for the left fielder, Kennedy Godzi Fisher. Takes the ball outside. The corner infielders are very in right now. As the pitch was coming in, they moved up probably to about only 40 feet from home plate, maybe even closer. There's that off-speed pitch popped up left side. Immediately, Jada Cooper calls for it, and she has it in foul territory.
I love the pace of the game. I feel like they're moving pretty quick, but there's so much excitement.
Now, this is not the first time these two teams are facing off in the tournament. In fact, the Houston Astros Nike RBI team defeated DC Elite 7-0. Swing and a miss from the cleanup batter, Andea Smith. Another off speed, that one missed high and inside. You can see the difference in speed in her off speed, like you mentioned, about 20 miles.
Yeah.
1-1, swung on and missed.
She's doing a really good job keeping it off the plate, but also mixing in. She's kind of climbing that ladder.
And time is called. Smith will go speak with her head coach, who we had a chance to speak to last night, actually, and he said that he thinks his team can hit against De Los Santos, and we did see that already today with the double by Raven Jackson.
I think the biggest challenge here is probably going to be just pitch selection and understanding or identifying the changeup.
1-2 to Smith. Very high, count is even. We've mentioned that this is the first time that DC Elite Nike RBI is in this tournament. Had their back up against the wall. Double elimination, the pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop. Throw to first is in time to end the inning. Still scoreless going into the bottom of the first. Now let's take a look at a Nike RBI spotlight.
Let's go. Being able to be the first team from DC to come here is so inspiring. Our journey this year honestly has been incredible because 2 years in a row we have lost in the Mid-Atlantic Regional to Harrisburg, and that's very devastating. And this year it was just such like a groundbreaking thing. It was such a big accomplishment doing it, and we're just so happy to be here.
I stress to the girls that while this is our first time here, treat it as if we never may get back again and put our all out in every effort that we do. So we don't take any of this for granted.
We faced a lot of adversity, but we continue to prove ourselves time and time again, and adversity is no match for resilience.
DC Elite girls are a special breed.
W's all day, baby!
We try to attract and recruit from our surrounding high schools and teams and find those what we call diamonds in the rough. And they have to come with what I say, true grit, work ethic, and attitude to want to be better. I don't care who we play, we're going to come out hard.
The DC Elites are committed. We don't let anything get in our way. We have a saying, us against the world, and it's true. It just like goes to our mindset. We always have to like hustle. We always have to make every single win undeniable.
I just love these girls so much. They become like family in such a short amount of time. So it's like being able to be here in Florida, this beautiful area, being with them is just, it just makes me happy and love the game even more.
If we won the World Series, it would mean that all limits are non-existent.
DC Pride!
Let's take a look at the powerhouse Houston Astros Nike RBI starting lineup. Leading off in center field is Gabby Thomas Bryce, followed by the right fielder, Kayla Evans. Batting third at first base is Sarah Paniagua, and in the cleanup spot at third base is Jada Cooper, followed by the catcher, Charisma Garcia. Alyssa Arnall is the designated player, and batting seventh is Penelope Sines. She's the shortstop today. In left field, Megan Kelly, and batting ninth at second base is Sydney Palomo. And here is the defensive alignment for DC Elite Nike RBI. The battery, Kristen White in the circle, Yasmin Burrell behind the dish. At third base, Kiamani Fujimoto, short, Raven Jackson. The second baseman, Amaya Mullings. And at first base is Andea Smith. From left to right, Kennedy Godzi Fisher, Bria Sewell, and Bobby Tate is in right field. All right, Destiny, I know that Kristen White is really the bulldog of this team. What do you have for your scouting report on her?
She has great command of the zone. The one thing about her is she's able to really mix up her rise ball. We've learned that she's able to keep the rise ball down, but keep that up spin, which can throw some hitters off. But she's also able to climb that ladder, so she could get it up to the eyes and really throw the hitters off. I think she's got great movement, great spin. She's got command of the zone, I think, is going to be the key. She has a lot of control, so the Astros hitters need to be very disciplined in the box today.
And head coach Harry Thomas said that she's probably going to be pitching this entire game. He said she'll probably have to be dragged off the field if he does need to put someone in relief. Love that bulldog mentality.
Yes, and I think one thing that's super unique about this is the battery with Kristen White and Yasmin. Yasmin will be calling the game from behind the plate, which is kind of rare at this age, but it shows so much trust in your catcher, and it really shows the camaraderie between the pitcher and catcher.
Gabby Thomas-Bryce batting from the right and takes a pitch high. And you're right, Burrell, she's only 15 years old and calling the game by herself. It's impressive how well she knows the game, and Coach Harry said that she reads the batters really well, too, with where they're standing in the batter's box.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to do. You've got to understand tendencies. You've got to understand their movement, their mechanics.
There's an off-speed pitch in there for a strike. Clocked in at 55 miles an hour. Megan Hayes, the head coach for Houston Astros Nike RBI team, and she said that she wants her batters to actually be patient in the box. What's the difference between that and being aggressive, Destiny?
I think they've got to be patient enough to understand what they're swinging at. Don't just get in the box and start swinging just because you're excited, you're aggressive, you want to get a hit. They've got to be smart and get the right pitch to work with. I think that's one thing that she kind of mentioned throughout the week. They've been slow to start, but it's not slow to start because their energy's not there. It's slow to start because they're not swinging at good pitches to get the result that they want.
The 1-2 fouled off. She stays alive. Do you like that sort of mentality, being patient at the plate instead of being aggressive?
Yeah, I think, and Coach Megan kind of explained it to us a little bit. It's not being aggressive. You've got to be aggressive with good pitches. So it's almost implementing, efficiency with pitch selection and putting the energy all together.
Line down the left field side, but a foul ball.
Little delay call there. And I think especially facing a rise ball pitcher, you've got to be extremely disciplined.
You can see the replay here. Close, but it was a foul ball. From our viewpoint, we're right behind home plate. It's a great camera shot of that angle of the foul ball. It's still a 1-2 count. First batter for Houston Astros Nike RBI, and she takes a rise ball high. I don't know about you, Destiny, but the rise ball was not great for me in my playing career.
No,
how do you
that
combat
was the
that?
death of me. I was a slapper. So any rise ball that started to rise, right at the end of the batter's box, it was over for me.
Thomas-Bryce works the count full 3-2. Some information on Gabby. Her favorite team is the Astros. Go figure. Jordan Alvarez of the Astros is her favorite player. The pitch, this one, very, very foul. Do you like the battle that Thomas-Bryce is having at the plate? I'm sure we'll see that throughout the entire lineup for Houston Astros Nike RBI.
I like this battle. I think, getting your first hitter to see 8 pitches is really good, not only for the hitter herself, but for the team to see and understand a lot of the pitches that she can bring in difficult counts.
And there's ball 4. Leadoff walk drawn by Gabby Thomas-Bryce, and she's a center fielder. She has some speed. And Kayla Evans, the right fielder, will step to the plate. Destiny, you mentioned how there were a lot of pitches thrown by Kristen White. In comparison, De Los Santos for Houston Astros Nike RBI, she had 12 pitches total in the first inning.
Yeah.
White already has, 8 or 9?
9.
9. There's a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, it's a huge difference. And I think, especially with this heat, the fatigue, you've got to limit your pitches. You've got to get hitters to chase. But I think that's the one thing that Coach Megan has probably preached to them is make this pitcher work. Make her throw you a ball in the zone.
Swings and misses at a pitch. I love that angle of the defensive alignment there. It's a little bit different with how they deal with bunts. The second baseman was in, of course, as we show it now. The second baseman was in for the bunt, but now the first baseman, Smith, is in case Evans decides to lay down a bunt. 0-2 is swung on and missed. Strike 3. First strikeout of the day for Kristen White.
Number 9, first baseman, Sarah Panigua.
You see her just climbing that ladder. That pitch was way out of the zone, but again, that's the aggressiveness that Coach Megan is mentioning. Try not to swing at those pitches. Those are not pitches you can do anything with.
Paniagua at the plate, still a runner on first. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Now that's that rise ball that Coach Thomas was talking about where it can start at the knees then end up at the waist.
Yeah. It's that spin that throws a hitter off. It can start low, but you see that movement rising. You're just going to swing right underneath it.
0-1 misses high, and you can see there Paniagua holding on the rise ball. You mentioned the heat here. There is a little bit of clouds in the sky, but not enough to give any shadows here for the players today.
You see Amaya Mullings pulled in, just like you mentioned.
Off speed, swung through. 1-2 count. So it looks like that's how they're going to have the defensive alignment. With less than 2 strikes, the second baseman Mullings will come in along with the third baseman Fujimoto, and then once there's 2 strikes, they go back to a traditional alignment. 1-2, popped up, but it's out of play. One, two. Popped up towards the left fielder, Godzi Fisher, underneath it in foul territory, and Thomas Bryce stays at first base. 2 away, now the cleanup batter, Jada Cooper, steps to the plate, and she's one of the leaders of the team for the Houston Astros Nike RBI team. Watching that last Nike RBI spotlight, Jada Cooper very vocal about how heartbreaking the loss was last year. First pitch to her is a strike at the letters.
It's a tough loss, and getting to hear her talk about it and the emotions that go into it, I know that she's ready to come out and just get this championship under her belt. But she is a tone setter. Coach Megan did say that she kind of sets the tone, leads by example. She's been fun to watch.
Shallow pop flying to left field. It lands in front of Godzi Fisher for a base hit. Looked like she was jammed on the inside part of her bat, but able to muscle it into left field. Runners are on first and second.
It's a good piece of hitting. It's a good pitch to take advantage of, knowing that she can continue to climb that ladder. Just getting the barrel on the ball.
Prisma Garcia, the catcher, now batting from the right side. This will be the 20th pitch of the inning for Kristen White. Doing a great job of first pitch strikes right now in this inning.
That's always tough too, because you want to be smart, you want to make good decisions, but if she's throwing that first pitch right down the middle, you know she's going to continue to go up.
There's strike 2. She seems to be going towards the inside part of the plate as well. Oh, 2. Fouled off. Garcia stays alive.
"22 pitches in. lot of pitches for the first inning. But good battles on both sides of the plate.
0-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. That's 2 Ks in the first inning for Kristen White. We'll take another look at that strikeout here in the 0-2. Swung through and missed for strike 3. Scoreless going into the second. Now let's take a look at another Nike RBI Spotlight.
Mi infancia en México siempre fue como con el softball y el béisbol presente. Toda mi familia lo juega y pues yo siempre he tenido como esa visión de venir a Estados Unidos, de jugar en Estados Unidos, porque pues pensamos que es como una vida mejor. Yo tomé la decisión de estar en Miami porque lo vi como una gran oportunidad de vivir mi educación y pues el softball, que es lo que yo amo. Me costó porque tomé la decisión con mi papá y estar aquí sin mis papás es difícil. Mi sueño pues desde pequeña ha sido jugar en una buena universidad de primera división. Sé que eso es difícil, pero si yo quiero, yo puedo. El torneo Miami Marlins RBI me va a ayudar mucho a que la gente me conozca, a que vea lo que yo puedo hacer. Y eso me puede ayudar a encontrar una buena escuela que me pueda ayudar, en la que yo pueda jugar y dar lo mejor. Para mí, Miami Marlins significa oportunidades, experiencias, pasión, amor, entrega, determinación.
These past 2 weeks during the Nike RBI World Series through the MLB Together platform, baseball and softball players got to participate in a mental health and wellness activation. The players learned about how to reduce stress through pet therapy, as well as empower themselves by giving back to others with messages of positivity and inspiration for local school kids in order to better everyone's mental wellness. We're in the second inning, still scoreless between DC Elite Nike RBI and Houston Astros Nike RBI. Isabella de los Santos back in the circle, delivers ball 1 to the catcher, Yasmin Burrell. Burrell just 15 years old. She'll graduate high school in 2025. Swings it a low inside pitch, fouls it off. One. Squares to bunt, but misses. Count is now 1-2.
I like the idea. We know that DC Elite is so quick and they can get themselves around the base paths. So I like what they're doing, just trying to get themselves on base so that they can do what they do, run all over the bases.
1-2. A little low, maybe outside. So the difference in total pitches between the two starting pitchers, De Los Santos, she had 12, White 23. So right now, White needs her team to have a rather long inning to rest, right?
Yeah, you'd like to get some rest.
Ground ball to the third baseman, Cooper bobbles it for a second. The throw to first in time to retire Burrell.
Great stretch by Sarah Peniagua over at first base.
Number 77, third baseman, Kimani Fujimoto.
Jada Cooper really sticking with that. Taking a funky hop.
There's the nice stretch. Good job going up by Peniagua. One down, nobody on. Fujimoto batting from the right. She's a third baseman today for DC Elite Nike RBI, and head coach Harry said that they have a young team. She also will graduate high school in 2025. They have a lot of 15-year-olds on the team. 0-1, ground ball foul.
I think that's one thing that I really like about this tournament is it's not specific to like a 14U or 16U or anything like that. It's 19 and under. You can have 2 college players per roster, but you also get to mix them up. You know, you want the 15-year-olds to learn and have experiences with the seniors who have gone through it. And the Houston Astros, with their experience in the championship games, the younger the athletes, the more experience they're going to get and the more they're going to get leadership skills from those seniors. So I like that there's a good variety of ages in this tournament, and especially in the championship game. This is a big game.
Big stage for the young teams. 1-2. Ground ball foul, third base side again. We've seen a lot of foul balls on the third base side from both teams. Swings and misses for strike 3. That was a rise ball from De Los Santos. 2 away.
Really good pitch.
Number 0, right fielder Bobby Tate.
I'm like trying to think of what that term is. The pitches she went with are so good. I love how she kind of stayed down in the zone, and then kind of carried it back up, just mixing the eyes of the batter.
2 outs, and we have our first left-handed hitter of the day, Bobby Tate. She takes a strike. And she's going to graduate in 2026, so even younger. Blowing out.
And the fact that these young ones were able to beat the Michael Stepp Harrisburg team, that is very impressive with the, I mean, this is their first time getting to this tournament. That Michael Stepp team was very dominant and tough to beat. So for us to see these young ones really stepping up with no fear, it's really impressive.
Right, they were the reigning champs and kind of the Achilles heel, if you will.
Yeah.
That's what Coach Harry said. Achilles heel, they lost them a few times before making it to this tournament. The pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3, a 1-2-3 inning of work for De Los Santos with 2 strikeouts. We'll take another look at a Nike RBI Spotlight.
Being connected to RBI in Atlanta and MLB, doing the grassroots work that we do, I think we kind of get the kids at that early stage in their career where they're trying to get better and develop, to give these kids an opportunity to learn and play the game and definitely grow the game. That's an ultimate goal of mine.
It's all about the footwork, guys. The investment that the instructors have for the kids and wanting to give that knowledge. We would have Marvin Freeman coming out and just talking to the guys about pitching. Luke Collier being able to teach the game, and he has passion about what he's teaching.
I read it, right, left, field it, final turn, step, and I throw.
I know that the coaches will do whatever they can to get me to the next level and make sure I succeed in whatever I do.
When you got a group of guys that love the game and played at the highest level and still willing to come back and pour into these kids, that's what it's all about for me. And I think for those guys too, and that's why we're so successful.
Like this, not this.
To have 20, 30 guys that came through the RBI program that's now in pro baseball. Taj Bradley, Marquise Grissom Jr., Lawrence Butler, Michael Harris with the Atlanta Braves.
The first big league home run from Michael Harris.
The Grissoms definitely impacted Michael's success because throughout the programs, I feel like that they have developed him to who he is today.
We're able to get in there and really truly develop the kid to love the game. I just think that's better for the game of baseball and for the kids here in Atlanta.
Right.
You're watching the Nike RBI World Series.
RBI number 1 designated player Alyssa Arnell.
Bottom of the second inning, still scoreless. Both teams have had a runner in scoring position, but no one has pushed across a run just yet. Kristen White is back in the circle for DC Elite Nike RBI. She's facing Alyssa Arnell, the designated player, the first left-handed hitter for the Houston Astros Nike RBI team. First pitch is high, ball 1. last inning, White threw 23 pitches, gave up a single, a walk, but did have 2 strikeouts. The 1-0 is swung on and missed. Second baseman Mullings is in, even with the circle. 1-1. Popped up left field side, and it lands foul out of play. 1-2 count now. Destiny, you mentioned that you like how White is attacking the strike zone. She does have that 1 walk, but it was really just a great at-bat by Gabby Thomas-Bryce to draw the walk. Are there any changes that you think she needs to make in this inning?
No, you know, I think as long as she can get herself ahead in the count, we're not saying that here, but I think she did a good job of that in that last inning. You can't climb the ladder too soon, and especially with the patience that Coach Megan has tried to instill in the Astros hitters, she's got to stay down in the zone, maybe paint the corners, and then start to work herself up.
That pitch there on the 1-2 was high. So like that pitch, that's a good time to throw the rise ball with 2 strikes, but maybe when you're down in the count 1-0 or the first pitch, don't go for the rise ball.
Right, yeah, I think, you know, as you climb, you've got to understand the hitters that you're facing. They're not going to chase early in the count.
Pitch is fouled off. Count remains at 2-2. And that's one thing, again, where Coach Hayes says she wants her team to be patient, so they might be looking for that rise ball. This is the second time that they have faced Kristen White. Remember, they faced each other already in this tournament. Houston Astros Nike RBI defeated them 7-0. 2-2. Popped up again.
Really tough pitches to lay off of. But you can see they're pretty high out of the zone.
It's impressive they're able to get a bat on it at all.
Yeah. But again, like you and I know, rise balls are not easy to lay off of.
Right. 2-2 again. Fouled off again, now in a little bit lower in the zone. And now the battery for DC Elite Nike RBI will come together in the circle. We've talked about how Yasmin Burrell is calling the game, and you've mentioned, Destiny, how sometimes maybe you don't want to climb the ladder too early in the count. Do you think that's a young catcher being excited about having a great rise ball pitcher? What do you think it is?
Yeah, you know, I think it's tough too because she's capable of keeping the rise ball down in the zone. Maybe it may be something where Kristen is struggling to find the level of rise ball that Yasmin's looking for, and that's maybe what the timeout was about is, hey, if I'm calling a rise ball, you've got to understand the count that we're in to where we've got to be on the same page with the level of the rise ball, with the height of it.
2-2 again. It was a breaking ball that missed high. And the outfield has come in a lot now. Payoff pitch. Swung on, foul tipped into the glove of Burrell for strike 3. That is the 3rd strikeout of the day for White. 1 away in the 2nd.
Really good battle by both athletes here, but Kristen really coming out on top, just battling through those rise balls. We didn't see much else. We did see a slower pitch, but I like what I'm seeing in her and being able to find control and command and get these hitters to continue to chase that same pitch.
Penelope Signs at the plate. Takes the ball low and in, and it hits Signs on the foot. 2nd inning where Houston Astros Nike RBI team has a runner on. There's the hit by pitch. Just barely got her foot there.
Number 3, left fielder Megan Kelly.
Megan Kelly at the plate. Signs the shortstop for Houston Astros Nike RBI team. She has some speed. The first pitch is swung on and missed. Megan Kelly, one of those college players that you mentioned, you're allowed to have two on each team. Fitch is fouled off. She graduated from high school last year. What do you think that brings to the team? Obviously, you've played with this team before, but then you go to college and you have all of this extra knowledge. Well, I mean, that's invaluable, right?
Oh, yeah. I like that there's a limit on it, because you don't want to come out here and just play a bunch of college kids when you're 14, 15, like some of these athletes on the DC team. I think what it brings to the table, though, is a different set of leadership skills.
Runner takes off, and the throw to second is in time. A striker out, throw her out to end the inning. Huge momentum for DC Elite. Nike RBI, we'll see if they bring that to the plate. Huge double play there. Let's take a look at another Nike RBI spotlight.
We're at Mama Johnson Ballpark, and I'm proud to say that Mama Johnson was my mom. She was so into everything here to help the kids and the parents around. She's the reason why I'm doing this. Softball now has become my love because I get to coach all these kids here in Hoboken. It's just a family surrounding. We have a lot of police officers that are on our coaching staff.
I'm a Hoboken police officer. I've been a police officer for 15 years.
Go, run, 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 run!
With the softball organization, I coach the girls and guide the girls.
You get to check me, watch. Anthony's daughter, she's been with us since she's 5 years old.
My dad teaches me how to push off the mound.
There you go, kid. Right there.
They can hype me up sometimes, and sometimes they make me feel like I'm doing the right thing.
Good job. Way to get in front. Let's go, kid.
With the support and constantly giving positive reinforcement, I think that they grow.
This RBI program has been amazing for our kids here in Hoboken. We've been in the tournament almost 10, 15 years.
1, 2, 3, hit!
Going to the World Series, I mean, it was extremely important for these younger girls to see that last group go and say, oh, wow, I want to be a part of that. But we kind of let them know. They started where you were. Everyone has a chance to get there, and we just got to work hard doing it.
We are still scoreless in the third inning, but right now we are so lucky to have an MLB softball ambassador with us, the one and only Jenny Finch, a two-time Olympic medalist. And she's joined with Sandy Charles. First pitch swing, though. Sorry, Sandy. A huge hit into left field. Sorry, Sandy. Got excited there.
No, it's a big hit. Yes, thank you, Jill. Jenny, how special is it for you to be here supporting these girls with Natasha?
It's the best, just to be able to see their development over the years and the time, the effort, the money that MLB is putting into these girls and the academies. Like, this is the fruition of it all, and just the talent gets better and better every year, and it's so much fun to see them grow physically, but like mentally as well. So this is their showtime, and they're putting on a show this week.
Let's talk about growing a little bit, growing the game of softball. How have you seen it grow over the last few years?
It's incredible just to see these young girls are growing up, being able to turn on the TV and see softball and see women doing this, which we never got the experience to do. So not only, and just with technology, like they have it at their fingertips as far as just how to get better, drills, all of those things, and technology, nutrition, there's just so much. Tasha and I were talking about, like, they're so much further ahead where we were. I mean, we had water and, Gatorade, where now it's like there's all of these other things to drink and different mixes and blends to find out what makes you be at your best. So it's so much fun to see them shine, and the future is so bright for them and the opportunities ahead.
Why is it so important to have the backing of Major League Baseball? MLB develops events for not just softball, but also baseball as well.
Major League Baseball is investing in these young women. They know that they matter, they care. There's people pouring into their lives. Major League Baseball is changing lives and giving these young girls an opportunity that they would never have before, such as the platform of RBI World Series, getting to come to Vero Beach and play against the best of the best. But it's more the day-to-day work and energy and time put into them as people, just as much as the athletes.
Now, these young girls, when they see you, they're stars in their eyes. What's your message to these young females?
Go for it. Go for it. The sky's the limit. Work hard. Keep your head down and just be the best that you can be and grind it out. It's going to be hard. This is a game of failure. keep on going. Don't quit. Don't give up. You have everything that it takes. Now just you got to believe and you got to go for it.
Thank you, Jenny. Jill, we'll send it to you.
Thank you, Sandy and Jenny. And she's so right. I mean, just the game of softball has come so far, Jesse. I know you played at Oklahoma. I played in college softball as well, and just since we've graduated, it's grown.
Oh my goodness, the amount of growth that we've seen, and we just got a strikeout here, but the amount of growth that we have seen
Number 6, shortstop Raven
on
Jackson.
all levels, just like Jenny referenced, just on TV, what you're turning on, you see the Women's College World Series, you see now a preseason tournament here in Florida that's on ESPN for college softball. You have all of these new opportunities, and it's only getting better, and like she said, you have so much access at your fingertips of how do you throw a rise ball, how do you throw a curveball, how can I get better? The sport has just grown tremendously, and Major League Baseball has been a big part of all of these young women here. And even just the growth in general, the Play Ball initiative, all of their initiatives that they have been so great just to get kids started in the sport, not only softball, but baseball too. You know, there's so much that goes into getting kids started and watching them develop, and we've got to see a lot of that here.
I think what's great is, like you mentioned, the Play Ball program. They're not just gearing that towards men or towards baseball players. They're gearing it towards young girls who are playing baseball, young girls who are playing softball as well. I think it's great how Major League Baseball has invested in so many athletes, not just male athletes. The pitch gets away from the catcher, Garcia. All of a sudden, a runner's on third. Want to recap this inning for you quickly. Mullings had the single into left field. Then there was a sacrifice, a bunt by Yancey. Bria Sewell did strike out for the second out of the inning, and now Raven Jackson is at the plate, and that wild pitch sends Mullings to third. This is the first time today for either team a runner is on third, but it's a 1-2 count with 2 away. 1-2. Off speed, drill towards center field. Thomas Bryce goes back and she makes the catch. Somehow she keeps it in her glove. What a play. Amazing defense so far today. Take a look at it again. She came in on it at first, now going back, and wow, the ability to keep that in your glove. A fantastic play by the center fielder, Gabby Thomas Bryce. We are still scoreless. And let's take a look at another Nike RBI Spotlight.
Cleveland RBI is really one of a kind. The Guardians have stepped in amazingly.
Nice to meet you too.
Anything we need, equipment, uniforms, they have given us. Players interact with them, play catch with them.
That's real.
They ask them any questions they want.
And know who you are as a baseball player and just go out there and be confident. I think it's the little interactions like that where we can talk about baseball and what the strengths are when it comes to like moving to the next level. We can relate to them and they don't see us as these big superstars. To them, it's really special, which means all the world to me.
It was very cool to see like all the players that I admire, that they're willing to take their time to talk to us. We went into the outfield, caught some fly balls.
My confidence just went from low to high, so I just enjoyed every single bit of it. Last year, Maelstrom and Josh Nina then went to a game. Come on. Yeah, MLB players coming to our game to come watch us play and have fun. It's amazing.
All coming here and then. For me, it's important because, you know, as a kid, you look at, you know, other people having success and you want to know why. Having the opportunity to, you know, see them working on the cage with us, it's special to be with them.
The Guardians and backs us up. Everyone sees what Cleveland RBI is. They see the opportunities we are getting. They're going to want to come and be like, hey, I want to be a part of Cleveland RBI now.
Good luck with everything, bro.
Thank you guys. Thank you
Good luck.
guys.
Good luck, my friend.
Good luck this season. Good luck this season.
You're watching the Nike RBI World Series.
Scoreless in the bottom of the third. Christian White back in the circle. Squaring to bunt is Sydney Paloma, but it is out. They're saying, I believe, that she touched the ball in fair territory.
Oh, that's tough. She went to square around a bunt. Bunt kind of went up in the air, came back down on the helmet, on the shoulder.
And that's tough because your mindset is, I'm bunting for a base hit. You got to sprint out of the box,
get out of
right?
there. And once it goes up, you have no control. There's no way you could see that come back down on the shoulder. It's a tough situation.
Well, Destiny, we've seen some fantastic defense so far today. Offense is hit or miss. They just have not been able to capitalize with runners in scoring position just yet. But the top of the order, Thomas Bryce is at the plate, and she's the one that had the fantastic catch in center field to end the last half inning. It looked like it was a snow cone catch, and she was able to keep it in her glove.
What a catch. And I love how she just continued to run with it to secure it. It was a tough catch, just like you said, snow cone, barely in the glove, but she was able to secure it with a few extra steps. But what a celebration and momentum shift.
One count. Thomas Bryce did work a walk in her first at-bat. That pitch misses just a little low. And it was a long at-bat too, 9-pitch at-bat, which is what you want from your leadoff batter. Kristen White has been working in the circle. You can see there 40 pitches, 29 for strikes. Popped up right side. Mullings has it, and let's hear from the shortstop, Raven Jackson, for DC Elite Nike RBI.
We working. We is working. Good pitch. Oh, good pitch. Oh, yeah!
Oh, I love that natural reaction. Just immediate excitement. I love how she's hyping up her pitcher, too. Pitch to Evans is popped up first base side, but it will reach the stands here.
I love how loose she's playing. I feel like she kind of sets the tone. She is a leader on this team, and getting to see her just be so calm, cool, collected. And even, I mean, on that play, that was a third strike. So sometimes you'll see somebody caught off guard, but the way that she covered and got that out.
Fouled off, count is 0-2. She's just so loose, which is what you want from one of your leaders, especially in this environment. And that's what Coach Thomas said, is he wants them to play loose. He wants them to be excited, be happy, have fun. And Raven Jackson's gonna bring that. She's going to college as well. She was signed by Hampton University.
He said she's kind of the senior leader. She brings that leadership role, not too loud, not too much, but you know, she still has that sense of leadership within her.
0-2 fouled off again. And you need that in a shortstop, right?
Yeah.
Really, the three that you expect that out of is center field, shortstop, catcher, sometimes first base.
Yeah.
Of course, the pitcher naturally leads as well. Kayla Evans did strike out in her first at-bat against White. Currently working with an 0-2 count. Ground ball foul, third base side.
Kristen White again getting ahead in the count. I've been pretty impressed with her pitching sequence, her aggressiveness, just getting ahead. Once she starts working that rise ball, it's a tough pitch to lay off of. It's a tough pitch to do anything with. A lot of foul balls.
Makes you think a little bit more at the plate. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. 1-2-3 inning of work for Kristen White. We are going into the fourth. Let's take a look at a Nike RBI Spotlight.
I am a Nike RBI ambassador here at North Seminole Little League. I have been here since about I was 12 years old. It's been 10 years and I find myself coming back to the program every year. I'm coming back because this whole program focuses on team camaraderie, relationships, friendships, and really building as a community.
Playing softball is super fun and all my teammates are very funny and lovable. My name is Paige, do you know what I got? What you got? I got a team that's hot and hot.
When they're young, it's more about having fun to me. You know, you want to teach them the basics and just let them get out there and play. You ready? And this gives them the opportunity to play whether their skill level is high or medium or low, so that's huge.
They're teaching us all about how to do baseball. They're teaching us catching, hitting, and they're teaching us how to be good sport.
With the help of the Rays, we do little clinics, and I always encourage the kids to tell their friends. And most of them do, and then the next year, a few more kids add on, then a few more, and then it just keeps going like that.
I love playing softball because it makes me joyful and happy, and I like to spend time with my coaches and friends and have fun.
There you go, it's nice to see kids coming in and building these communities even larger than what they were 10, 20 years prior. You find yourself coming back because the memories and the family that you bring and you build here, out of this world.
Here's a look at Natasha Watley, a UCLA Bruins softball alum. 9 seasons the National Pro Fast Pitch, and she is with our very own Sandy Charles.
Thanks, Jill. Natasha, how special is it to be here with Jenny supporting these young females?
It's so much fun. I mean, just being able to see this young talent, and you know, obviously we do a lot of development throughout the summer, but to see them along their journeys, to see their growth, and to actually see them complete and apply it, it's just a lot of fun to be out here, and it's a lot of talent.
Now, speaking of the talent, the championship trophy is named after you. What does that mean to you?
Such a huge honor. I mean, obviously, you know, softball, I just am a huge advocate of how special our game is, and to be able to share those experiences and, you know, have that honor of having this be named after me, it's huge. Softball is everything, and hopefully these young ladies can feel that and feel how special this game is, and that's what it's all about.
How important are programs like this to continue to grow the game of softball?
Super important. What MLB is doing and just showing us that women matter, girls matter, and that softball matters. I just think it's huge. Just this being able to play on this platform, play on this stage, this game being televised, I think for them is just really huge to be able to showcase the talent that's up and coming and support them and help develop them.
Now, when you and Jenny walked into the dugout, all these girls' jaws drop and they see stars. What's your message to them?
Enjoy it. Enjoy the journey. It literally goes by so fast, but there's so many things that you gain by playing this game, and just the sisterhood, you know, just being able to compete, the teamwork, the commitment, all of those things that you gain from it. So just enjoy it, and something that they can carry with them when they go into that next arena.
So important. Thank you so much. Jill, we'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Sandy and Natasha. It's currently 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Yasmin Burrell batting from the right side, scoreless in the 4th still. That pitch misses low. I love how she mentioned the sisterhood of softball. I mean, I'm sure you can speak to it as well,
Yeah.
Destiny. Just the friendships, the lifelong friendships that I have made from playing this sport and continue to make from broadcasting as well.
Yeah, there's so much more than just playing softball. I remember one time Jenny was giving a speech, and when she speaks, I still am in awe. But you know, she held up a softball and she was like, this ball has taken me to however many countries and has brought me however many friends, and they're now my sisters, and I've seen so many different things. I've developed personally, like, so just, and when she was holding up that ball, I was like, no, that ball just changes lives. And obviously it goes into the coaches and the volunteers and umpires and everything that goes into the game, but it's so much more than just playing softball.
That is the first free pass given up by Isabella de los Santos. 2 away, a runner on first.
Number 77, third baseman, Kiamani Fujimoto.
And due up is Kiamani Fujimoto, but they're going to have a pinch runner come in for Yasmin Burrell.
Speed up for the catch, 11 for 13. Speed up for the catcher. All right, let's go, ladies.
Looks like it'll be Brooklyn Brunson. So a little more speed at first base, and she is running for the catcher, so Burrell will be able to re-enter the game. Pitch to Fujimoto is fouled off. I want to go back to that. I mean, I got goosebumps when she said that MLB is showing that women matter. Because that was something, again, when we played back in middle school or high school, we felt like we had to prove that softball was an important sport. And, I mean, this is being broadcasted through MLB. It does matter. It's fantastic. It's an amazing tournament to be a part of. The pitch is fouled off.
And there's so much more than just, you know, the RBI World Series. There is the Elite Development Invitational, where not only coaches like Jenny and Natasha, but they bring in people like Lauren Chamberlain. They bring in current Olympic players. They bring in as many college coaches if they can, depending on the rules. You know, there's so many levels of coaches that can attend those things. But at that point, some of these girls are getting exposure to potential universities that they can play at, or friends of coaches, and now their names are being talked about outside, and all of these programs are being talked about, not only softball, but they do it for women baseball as well.
1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fujimoto goes down. Here's another Nike RBI Spotlight.
Three things that we really pride ourselves on here in St. Paul is accessibility, affordability, and opportunity. The positive relationship that we've had with MLB and the Minnesota Twins Community Fund, it has allowed us to essentially be worry-free, knowing that we'll have access to funding, equipment, and training for our coaches.
On the ground too, you gotta go. To have the support and the backing of the Twins means everything. It pushes me to want to continue to do better. It's not necessarily always about winning or losing, but giving everybody a chance.
I come back to the RBI because it really helps me, it welcomes me. I'm from Nigeria, and I started playing baseball when I was 11. In Nigeria, I didn't even know baseball was a thing, so when I got here, it was hard, but Coach Justice has helped me.
When I first got him, he didn't know how to swing a bat, didn't know how to catch a ball at all, and then now this year, he made his varsity team. It's remarkable to see where he's come from.
Baseball, it's helped me connect to more people and meeting more people to help me too with my families and stuff.
His attitude, his push to want to be better, I think makes everybody better. People feed off of his energy so much, and continuing to watch him grow is amazing.
I didn't expect all of this from just playing RBI, so it's really nice. It's special to me.
Welcome back to the 2023 Nike RBI World Series Softball Championship game. We are scoreless in the bottom of the 4th inning here. Excited to have you here in Vero Beach, Florida. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. We do have a defensive change. Ava Zanger is in for Kennedy Godsey Fisher. At the plate is Sarah Paniagua. She pops it up in foul territory, third base side, but it lands in between the third baseman, the shortstop, and the left fielder. And so just to confirm, it is Ava Zanger in for Kennedy Godsey Fisher. And there's that drop by the third baseline. Really close. The third baseman, Fujimoto, almost had it. But Ava Zanger is actually in right field right now. The pitch is a little high. And I believe Bobby Tate moved to left field, where Kennedy Godsey Fisher originally was. One misses low, ball 2. Now that we have the housekeeping out of the way of where everyone is. It's the bottom of the 4th inning, scoreless. We're halfway through this one. Of course, 7-inning game here for softball, and head coach Harry Thomas wants to speak to his team.
I think that's we just saw that that foul ball drop, that is a ball that needs to be caught. You can't afford to give Houston hitters any extra opportunities. I would have loved to see Raven Jackson kind of come out a little bit more aggressive and take control over that as a shortstop. It's a tough ball for Bobby Tate or Kiamani to track and be able to follow, but I think for Raven Jackson, that's something she needs to take control over.
Right, it could have been a huge out. Instead, nobody out in a 2-1 count.
A lot of extra pitches they're going to have to be thrown. I think got to take control over that and, you know, get the outs that you can.
2-1 count to Paniagua. She flied out to left in her first at bat. Ground ball, diving as a third baseman. The shortstop, Jackson, has it, drops it. And Paniagua is safe at first base. Leadoff man on for Houston Astros at Nike RBI.
Good effort by Fujimoto, but just threw Raven Jackson off just a little bit. Didn't see it all the way into her glove. Gotta have that ball first.
With how close the bases are in softball, only 60 feet, you really don't have a lot of time to recover. Especially if she was in the 5-6 hole. If she was a little more up the middle, it'd be a closer throw, but it's gonna be a tough play for Jackson as soon as she bobbled it. Here's the dangerous Jada Cooper, who's well off the plate. Nobody out, runner on first. There's a deep fly ball to left field. And it is off the base of the fence. Paniagua goes to third, and Jada Cooper standing on second with a wall ball double. Just barely missed a home run there. Off the bat, I thought it had a chance. I think so did the base runner, Paniagua. She started trotting around second base. Jada Cooper started trotting too. She thought it had some distance.
This first pitch swinging, that ball was belt high, perfectly placed for a shot. I think everybody thought that one was out.
And now Kristen White and DC Elite Nike RBI, they're gonna have to go to work here. A scoreless ball game, 2 runners in scoring position, and we do have to note that Coach Hayes said her offense has been taking some time to get hot, and here we are in the 4th inning. They're getting hot. The Cowboy hats are out in the dugout. Karisma Garcia. And they're going to try to intentionally walk her, but there was a strike called. Or at least it looked like Kristen White was going to intentionally walk her by the way that she very lackadaisically pitched. And there it is again, and Garcia's ready to hit. It's an 0-2 count. Do you pitch to her now? You have to, right?
I mean, there's, yeah, just a little lack of communication here. I think we're seeing Yasmin wanted that walk, stepping outside of the plate. Kristen said, no, I'm throwing to her.
0-2, popped up, but it's out of play. Right, the first pitch, it looked like she wasn't sure. She either missed the spot completely because it was an inside strike, or she wasn't sure what was going on. The second one was definitely more of a pitch out where it was high and outside, but Garcia ended up fouling it off. And now with an 0-2, you pitch to her.
You gotta throw to her.
Fouled off again. Here's the first pitch of the at-bat. You can see Burrell asking for it, and I think it was just a mispitch by White because she didn't have her very aggressive, if you will, pitching momentum, her pitch movement, and I think she just missed it.
And Christmas standing there like, I see this catcher's not in place. They're not throwing me a strike, and there it fell in for a strike.
0-2. Popped up. Infield coming in. Jackson having to make a last-minute catch by third base. You could see the entire infield kind of hesitated there for a second. But Jackson able to recover and make the catch for the first out. You can see the reaction initially here. Everyone stops, kind of look at each other saying, are you gonna get it?
Yeah.
Are you gonna get it?
Sensing a lot of frustration amongst each other with the miscommunication with Kristen and Yasmin, Raven Jackson, Kiamani. I think on that, though, I'd like to see just somebody get after it.
Lined into right field, a base hit. Paniagua scores the throw home, holds Cooper at third, but Houston Astros Nike RBI strike first, 1-0 in the bottom of the fourth inning. Belt level, roped into right field.
And that's where I think it could start getting a little dangerous. You've got to keep the ball either up out of the zone to where they're swinging and missing or fouling something off, or down lower at their knees. You cannot afford to leave a belt-high pitch against these hitters.
Signs at the plate, runners on the corners. Runner takes off for second. The pitch is swung on and missed. No throw to second. No one was covering there. Oh, are they saying that she's out? Did they say that she left early?
She left early.
Wow, huge break for DC Elite Nike RBI. Remember, you cannot leave first base early. It's on the release of the pitch. Yes. On a good angle, you can see it there. It was close, but it's right.
Yeah, and that's not a time to, you know, leave any earlier than you need to, because they're basically giving you second base. They're going to be cautious with the runner at third.
Pitches popped up, and with that, sometimes in first and third situations, you're stealing second to draw the throw. So you almost, even you can leave a little later and draw the throw, get into a rundown. Instead, she left early and she's out. 2 down, 0-1 count. Jada Cooper is still the runner on third. The Cowboy hats are still out for Houston Astros Nike RBI team. Love their props. 0-1 is fouled off.
I think those are the things that Coach Megan was referencing. They're a little too aggressive. In that situation, it's not necessary to do that. But again, slow the game down, make good decisions. There's no reason to be that aggressive with the runner at third. Take your time.
And you could see with that angle, it was a perfect angle where the ball was still in White's hand. The pitch is popped up. Oh, and the catcher, Burrell, couldn't find it in time. It was not a high pop-up. She turned to her left instead of her right, and the ball dropped for a foul ball. But want to go back to, again, that angle where it was, you could see perfectly from that still, the ball was still in White's hand, and the runner, Arnall, was well off of first base at that point.
And typically you'll see some runners kind of rocking back and taking one step forward but leaving that back foot on the base. We didn't see that there.
Signs, swings and misses for strike 3, but Houston Astros Nike RBI leads 1-0. Here's another Nike RBI spotlight.
The Cubs Nike RBI program connects communities. Tonight, you saw 2 neighborhoods play each other. We want to connect them using baseball and or softball. But the kids get on the field and they realize, hey, they're just like me, and they find things in common, and then they become friends. So it's just building connection and kind of breaking down barriers.
Eli, Tony, Aiden, Julian, Fern, let's go, boys. The Cubs Nike RBI program really helps support a lot of the neighborhoods. For us in Little Village, they've been a sponsor for our Little League. So we got new lights, we got a batting cage. My boys have been given opportunities to even give back to the community.
This is my first year in the Cubs Nike RBI program, and so far the experience has been amazing. You know, I've gotten to go to so many places off of this and gotten so many opportunities to engage in community work and like educational things, academic-wise too. And I've grown as a player and a person too off of this program.
There you go, do it again. The impact from our Cubs Nike RBI programs is we start as young as 5 years old and we carry on all the way through 22 years old. But then we don't stop there.
My role is a field coordinator. Every day I set up the field, I do score, and then after the game I talk to the coaches. They tell me which player of the game they want me to take a picture of, and then that's shown on Cubs social media.
It's so valuable for families to see that we're still inclusive. Even after they graduate from college, we have opportunities for them.
Welcome back to the 2023 Nike RBI World Series from the Jackie Robinson Spring Training Complex in Vero Beach, Florida. Alongside Destiny Martinez, I'm Jill Gearin, and we have Sandy Charles on the sidelines. We are so happy to have you here with us at the Jackie Robinson Training Complex. It is the top of the 5th inning. First pitch swinging is Bobby Tate. Houston Astros Nike RBI scored first in the last inning. It could have been more damage, though. They had runners on second and third, nobody out, only 1 run scored. The changeup is fouled off. 0-2.
Bobby Tate, the youngest on this roster, 2026 graduate.
What a great experience for someone. I mean, I couldn't even imagine being able to play in a tournament like this at 14, 15 years old. The pitch is very high, ball one.
Natasha Watley and Jenny Finch just walking in your dugout.
At this point, they've been here all week. They might know you by name.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pinch me moment. 1-2. High. Doing a great job of laying off the rise ball. Young outfielder. Popped third base side, but again, it's foul. It's twice now that we've seen her jammed. Only 2 hits on the day for DC Elite Nike RBI, a double by Raven Jackson and a single hit by Amaya Mullings. Bats need to come alive in these next 3 innings. The pitch, lined foul.
It's a good battle. Excited to see her development through the years. She's got a lot of potential.
Two is low. Ball 3 was in the dirt. Tate did strike out in her first at bat against De Los Santos. Full count. Payoff pitch. Line towards left field. And a running catch made by Megan Kelly. And we are going to send it to Sandy Charles, who was with the starting pitcher for DC Elite Nike RBI, Kristen White.
Yes, thanks, Jill. Kristen, we've seen you in the circle at this championship game. What was your mentality coming into this game?
Do what I know what to do. Focus on my fundamentals. Whenever I'm in high-pressure situations, I always go back to the fundamentals, and usually that helps me a lot. It helps me calm myself down and just breathe through it and take it all step by step.
One person that might calm you down, your battery, your catcher. What's the chemistry like with Jasmine?
It's amazing. We've been catching for a while now, so like we agree on most of the pitches, and she knows like when I'm rushing, even when I don't know I'm rushing myself, she'll be like, calm down, and I'm like, okay. And it's just amazing. It's like she knows me. We get each other.
It's that chemistry. Now you guys also have a motto, us against the world. Why is this your motto?
It's because really all our wins need to be undeniable. We are a team that has historically been looked down upon, whether it be because of what we look like or because of our stature. But, you know, we come out and we swing, we hit the ball, we play small ball, we do whatever it takes to win. And we just work hard and we work hard. And really, it's like nothing is given to us. We work for everything that we earn it. We earn everything we've been given.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for your time. We'll let you go get mentally back in it. And Jill, to you.
Thank you, Sandy and Kristen. I love that where she talks about them being overlooked, and that's something that Coach Harry Thomas mentioned specifically with Kristen White, where she's only about 5'3", but she's a bulldog, and she's going to go play at Delaware State, finally getting the opportunity to go play in college, and he thinks that she's been overlooked before because of her height.
Yeah, you know, I think it's also just the access that...
Sacrifice bunt is successful. Excuse me, not a sacrifice bunt, it is an out. Second out of the inning. Mullings laying it down, just a little bit too close to Jada Cooper.
I think it goes back to the access of some of these teams just not being as known, and as the years have gone on and the development has gotten so much better, teams or coaches, recruiters are starting to identify a lot of new players within this program. And so her getting an opportunity at Delaware State is huge.
Another bunt, this time De Los Santos throws to first in time. Back-to-back bunt attempts by DC Elite Nike RBI, but they still trail by 1. Here's another Nike RBI Spotlight.
It's like one-in-a-lifetime experience.
Jorge's been in our program the last 3 years. He's always, you know, a positive kid. He's a hard worker. He acts and goes about his business, and you don't even realize that he has a hearing aid.
The bat's going, guys. Come on, you gotta be loud.
When I was 8, that's when I had a little issues with my ear. They were looking in my ear and they didn't find any problems, so that's when they decided to do surgery. They found out I had a tumor, so they kind of took that out, and I guess they didn't have the right equipment, so they couldn't take all of it out. So my only option was to wear a hearing aid. And then I have this little tube in my ear. About 2 years after, it was like blocked, so they go back in and they found out the tumor had grown back. So after the surgery, they took all of it out. I'm just thankful that they got the rest of the tumor out, because I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be here doing this if I still had it in. Thank God, though.
Let's go, baby! Let's go!
No matter what you do in life, you can control certain things, and there are certain things that you can't control, and you've got to deal with those. How you go about doing that, I think, ultimately determines how successful you're going to be in life. If it's not hard to find the excuses, it's hard to find the will to say, despite this, I'm going to go do this. And that's what Jorge does on a regular basis is, hey, I have a hearing aid, I'm a little bit different, but I'm not going to let that stop me, I'm not going to let that slow me down, and I'm going to go try to achieve my goals and work as hard as I can.
Every night on MLB Network, watch live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns throughout the night as TV's best baseball analysts bring you live news and updates from every team. MLB Tonight, every night, only on MLB Network.
Megan Kelly.
It is the bottom of the 5th inning. Houston Astros Nike RBI leads 1-0 over DC Elite Nike RBI in the last inning. When the Houston Astros Nike RBI team scored, it was back-to-back hits and then a RBI single hit by Arnal, but Arnal then left first base early, which is a huge break for DC Elite Nike RBI. We'll see if their bats stay hot here in the 5th. First pitch is an off-speed strike from Kristen White, who we did just get to speak with, or rather Sandy Charles got to speak with in the last half inning.
I love her composure. Everything she said was very, you know, just break it down, keep it simple, stick to the mechanics.
And I loved how happy and excited she was to talk about her battery mate, Yasmin Burrell.
It's important. I think people don't realize, especially because Yasmin is calling her pitches, they've got to be extremely tight-knit and trust each other.
1-1, popped up left field side. And by the way, Kennedy Godzi-Fisher has re-entered the ball game for Ava Zanger, so Zanger is now out of the ball game and she will not be able to re-enter for the rest of the game. And I believe the outfield is back to their original alignment with Kennedy Godzi-Fisher in left, Bria Sewell in center, and Bobby Tate in right. The pitch is swung on and missed by Megan Kelly. There is another strikeout for White.
Number 10, second base, Sydney Palamo.
7 strikeouts now for Kristen White through 4 1/3 innings. Sydney Palamo at the plate. She attempted for a bunt base hit in her last at-bat, but was out. And she gets hit, I think, on the back elbow. First hit by, no, beg your pardon, second hit by pitch from by Kristen White. Here it is, and it actually was her front elbow. She is wearing an elbow guard there. See a lot of young athletes wearing that now for good reason. And I believe Coach Harry Thomas might be asking, hey, do you think that she was leaning over a little bit too much? Maybe it was in the strike zone. Yeah. What did you see on that, Destiny?
Yeah, I think her elbow was kind of over that line, but I don't think it's anything to justify the call. I mean, it hit her.
She didn't lean into it. No. She just took it. Let it happen.
And there's no rule on that. You can stay put, and if the ball hits you, it hits you.
Gabby Thomas-Bryce at the plate, swings the first pitch, slow ground ball. Second baseman flips to second for the second out of the inning. They get the sure out. It was Mullings flipping to the shortstop, Jackson. Very slow ground ball. We'll take a look at it again here. A lot of tricky spin there. But a nice flip for the second out. And it looks like we will have a pinch hitter here in for Kayla Evans. Number 11, Melanie Guardiola.
Number 11, Melanie Guardiola.
2 away, a runner on first, and it is Gabby Thomas-Bryce, the runner on first. She has a lot of speed. Guardiola graduated from high school last year in 2022. And she was on this team last year, so she remembers the heartbreak loss.
Texas Southern is where she went on to play college. Pitcher.
First pitch to her is swung on and missed.
I think bringing back a player like Melanie could really add value to these athletes that were a part of that loss last year.
Mullins underneath it, and Mullins makes the catch to end the inning. We're going into the 6th, another Nike RBI Spotlight coming up.
We only had a week between our regionals ending and the World Series starting, but I get a call from Xavier's mother letting me know the situation about his father and how they had to airlift him to the hospital.
My dad, we found out he had an aneurysm Tuesday night. The emotional part for me was seeing the helicopter leave, because I thought that was the last time I was going to see him. I knew I made a dedication to the team to be down here, so I didn't want to let them down. I talked to my dad about it, of course, and he said, if you want to go win it for me.
Zay is one of the most mature kids I've ever met. You know, I could see tears in his eyes as he fought through on Monday while they were having the surgery, but he's locked in, he's played very well for us. He's actually leading our team in hitting this week. He's just a huge testament to, you know, how strong you can actually be even at a young age, and how to keep the faith and just continue to handle his business despite adversity.
I've actually been FaceTiming him like almost every second just to see him again. What's up, how you doing?
We going home today sometime.
My dad's doing amazing. I'm just happy to be down here now, ready to compete some more.
He is just a solid rock. He's the prototype kid that you would want to have on your team.
Knowing what I'm dealing with at home and doing this all for my dad, it would be amazing if we make it to the championship game. Everything I'm doing down here is for him.
You want highlights? Quick Pitch has you covered, packing all the day's biggest plays into one lightning fast hour. Relive today, preview tomorrow on Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings, only on MLB Network. It's the 6th inning, only 2 innings left in this ball game. Houston Astros Nike RBI leads 1-0. And leading off in the inning for DC Elite Nike RBI is the leadoff batter, Bria Sewell. First pitch is fouled off. What does DC Elite Nike RBI need to do to be able to score some runs here, Destiny?
I think this is the most ideal situation, is to be at the top of your lineup. You've got one run that they've got to be chasing, but you know, this is where you bring the energy. We know that Bria Sewell does that to this team. As Coach said, she is the energy bringer, you know, she brings it all. She's the one to kind of set the table, set the tone. I think if there's anybody that can get it started, it's going to be Bria, and they've got to just get somebody on base, move their runners, and use the tools that we all know they brought here, and it's the quickness on the base paths.
0-2 count to Sewell. We know they have a lot of speed. In fact, they've tried to lay down some bunts. Just Houston Astros Nike RBI defense has been able to help out their pitcher by not allowing base runners. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Speaking of the defense, let's hear from Gabby Thomas-Bryce. Some awesome reactions from the center fielder, Gabby Thomas-Bryce. She had that spectacular catch in center field and getting hyped up with her teammates, the cowboy hats out there in the first base dugout. Raven Jackson swings and misses. An off-speed pitch. She was fooled there by De Los Santos.
What a great play that was out in center field. I think that really changed some of the momentum, brought a lot of energy back into that Astros dugout.
Pitches fouled off. That was probably the best hit ball by DC Elite Nike. It just ended up in the glove of Thomas-Bryce, and there was a runner in scoring position, so if it wasn't for Gabby's catch, it might be a tied ball game right now.
Yeah. Everything matters at this stage.
The pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3.
And what comfort for Isabella to be on that mound and understand that her defense on all parts of the field can make plays like that. That's got to be so comforting and allow her to trust her stuff.
The MLB app is your place for live baseball, real-time highlights, and pitch-by-pitch updates faster than ever. Get personalized highlight reels based on players you follow every day. Download the MLB app today. 2 away, nobody on for Kennedy Gazi-Fisher. Remember, she was taken out defensively, and Ava Zanger came in right field. And that was when Bobby Tate moved over to left field. But now Kennedy Gazi-Fisher is back in the game, and they need her bat here. She's popped out twice today. It is a 1-0 count. Another off speed that was low in the dirt. Try to check her swing, and she does so successfully. Great pitch from De Los Santos. Good waist pitch. Ooh, and that was a close hold. There's a strike. I feel like we haven't talked a lot about Bella De Los Santos, but she has been fantastic in the circle. 71 pitches, 48 strikes, just attacking the strike zone for the Houston Astros, a Nike RBI team.
Yeah, she has been incredible on the mound. She's kept her poise. I love how she's not, too overbearing, or she's on the mound. It's just her. She's in the zone, and I can appreciate that. It's like a project to her. She's really honed in on her pitches and taking control and command.
It is now a full count for De Los Santos in the circle. Gazi-Fisher at the plate, 2 away. Payoff pitch. Lined, fair down the third base side. All the way into the corner of left field. Gazi-Fisher goes to second. She's in safely. A big 2-out double for the outfielder. Three-two pitch, roped into left field.
That is a big hit. I love how she just got her hands inside just enough to get the barrel around that ball and keep it in fair territory.
Number 7, first base, Undaye Smith.
Undaye Smith, big at bat. This might be the biggest at bat of the game for DC Elite Nike RBI. 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Takes a strike. It was an off-speed pitch.
42 miles per hour. It's going to keep your hitters off balance big time.
That was a nice looking pitch. It's high in the zone. Usually they don't lay off that. There's a faster pitch. Swung on and missed, 0-2.
Coming back at 58 miles per hour. It's tough.
Smith has grounded out today and also flied out to right field. Oh, 2. Misses high, runner takes off for third, and she's safe at third base. Gazi Fisher steals third. The throw from Garcia a little high. The tying run just 60 feet away. It is clear, the throw just too high. Nice slide from Smith.
A little unexpected, I think, from the Astros. I don't know if they were really expecting someone to steal third base.
The pitch is swung on and missed. Strike three. The stolen base doesn't matter. Still a 1-0 ball game. Here's another Nike RBI spotlight.
For the city of Houston, the Astros Nike RBI program is very special because the whole Astros organization, from our owner all the way down, they support our program, and that's big because it makes our kids realize the things that are out there for them. We are able to wear the Astros colors. We attend Astros games.
I've been a part of the Houston RBI program since I was 7. I'm also one of the Astros bat boys, and winning the World Series, the last out, experiencing that on the field. It was an awesome experience.
World Series champions, the Houston Astros RBI team, are World Series champions, and the Houston Astros win another one.
I started at the Houston Astros Academy as a charter member of this program. I played starting at 12 years old, and the coaches here when I started up is who inspired me. For me to do the same for these girls and to be not only their coach, but like their mentor and someone that they can talk to about anything, it's super rewarding.
I wanted to get involved because I saw the coaches just taking everybody in and just giving us advice, not just about softball, but about life too.
These girls are stellar athletes, but they're also more than athletes, and I want them to know that.
This program has allowed me not only to play for them, but to coach younger kids. I'm not only teaching younger kids, I'm learning myself. I'm learning how to be in social situations with these parents and these kids and working with other coaches.
If they learn their confidence at a young age and learn how to maneuver in this world, they can be successful and be whoever they want to be and break barriers.
Weekdays on MLB Network, it's outside the box thinking for the next generation of fans. Off Base with Lauren Gardner, Xavier Scruggs, and Ariel Epstein. The Modern Baseball Show for the modern baseball fan. Weekdays only on MLB Network. Bottom of the 6th inning, Houston Astros Nike RBI still lead 1-0. They scored that 1 run in the 4th, looking for an insurance run before the last ups for DC Elite Nike RBI. Kristen White is back in the circle for her 6th inning of work. She's done 70 pitches so far. First pitch to Paniagua is fouled off.
Paniagua is the one who started that rally in the 4th. See if she can get some insurance runs generated.
And she pops up another one behind the plate, giving chase is the catcher, Burrell. Wow, what a catch. Sacrificing her body. It wasn't hit that high in the air. Able to get there in time. And all of her infield is coming to give her props.
That's a huge out. Like we talked about earlier, you can't give these hitters any extra opportunities.
One down as Jada Cooper steps to the plate. She had the big double in the 4th inning, and she's also singled today. Both hits are to left field, and with her being well off the plate, that's no surprise there. Cooper was actually the runner on third when Houston Astros Nike RBI team lost last year. She was the potential tying run on third. Ingrained in her memory. The pitch is swung on. It is lined but foul. Well hit ball, but very foul.
Yeah, that's an emotion that you don't forget. Standing on third base and having to come off the field without scoring that run is tough.
And not many athletes get an opportunity to try again. And here is Jada Cooper 1 year later, back here at the Nike RBI World Series Softball Championship game. 1-1, hard ground ball foul. 1-2 count, 1 down. Christian White has allowed 4 hits today, and 2 of them off the bat of Cooper. 1-2 again. Change up, line towards left. Gazi Fisher can't get to it, rolls all the way to the wall, and Jada Cooper is 3 for 3 today. Lined over the head of the left fielder.
Jada Cooper, just an incredible hitter. I love how she kind of landed that foot and held on just for an extra second. Her timing was a little bit off, but she was able to adjust, get the bat out there, and still send it over Kennedy Gazi Fisher's head over in left field.
And that was not a bad pitch from White. It was an off-speed pitch, low and outside, and somehow Cooper lines it over the head.
Just able to make that last second adjustment. You saw her stride and land and kind of hold tight just because she identified that it was coming in a little bit slower.
It is now Charisma Garcia batting with 1 down and a runner on second. Oh, 1 misses in. Oh, beg your pardon, called strike. Spoke too soon.
Right on that line. Right in the river.
Here's that pitch. Garcia is moving out of the way. She's the opposite of Cooper, where she is crowding the plate. And sometimes that does happen. The high and inside pitches low. Cooper with a delay to steal. Oh my goodness. Jada Cooper delay stealing third. Catching DC Elite Nike RBI on their heels.
I love the energy, but definitely taking advantage of your defense falling asleep on you. You've got to be heads up, especially in the championship game. You've got to be alert.
1-2 is lined foul. And what I love about that is Jada Cooper is not the fastest base runner on this field, but she just showed how high her softball IQ is. I was not a fast base runner. I know you were a slapper. You were fast. I was not. I played first. But having a high baseball IQ, you can still take that extra 60 feet for your team.
Yeah, and I love that she's willing to do it with the energy that she did it with. She was so confident taking that. And you'd see some players kind of question that, but great job.
The pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. Here's the throw home, though, and a collision at the plate. Cooper is called safe. And we're going to see a replay. Cooper currently on the ground still. There was a collision at home. She does seem to be okay. I think just shaken up there. It looked like her legs kind of crossed with the catcher Burrell's. We'll take a look at it again. So it was a drop third strike. The catcher Burrell had to throw to first. She did, and then Cooper took off, and there's that collision. And I believe she's called safe at the plate. We're gonna see the perfect angle at home here.
I think we're seeing Coach Harry Thomas arguing that she needed to slide, and going head first is not acceptable here, but.
And there's Jada Cooper with that big smile, showing that she's all right. Some scratches and bruises are a part of the game of softball, right? They're battle scars.
It's part of it.
All right, well.
Again, Jada Cooper being very heads up and understanding, hey, if this catcher gets rid of that ball, I'm coming in. I'm scoring. Gave them the lead 2-0.
And now we're going to send it to Sandy Charles, the starting pitcher for the Houston Astros Nike RBI team, Bella De Los Santos.
Thanks, Jill. Bella, we've seen you in the circle working. What's been working for you today?
Today I'm just really hitting my spots on the corners. My curveball's really spinning, my screwball's really getting in on their hands, and I'm really mixing up the speeds with my changeup. So I think it's really throwing them off right now.
We've seen Jada just ignite your whole team. What does she mean to this team?
Jada's energy. Jada is the one who brings the energy to our team. She's not energy. Everybody else is kind of down. Whenever she gets up, we know we're up right now.
Awesome. Thank you, Bella. Jill, to you.
Thank you, Sandy and Bella. I love Bella's composure. I got to meet her last year when we had our managers meeting before the championship game, and just the growth that I've seen from her is amazing. And that's what this tournament can do, right? You grow not only as a ball player, but as a person.
Yeah, I think, you know, seeing a lot of these athletes be a part of the other programs and the Breakthrough Series and all the developmental events, you get to see them really develop not only as athletes, but you see them mature as young women. And I think that's super unique to get to experience just in a tournament like this. If Bella makes it back, you know, maybe she'll come back as a college freshman and we'll be able to see her mature through those years. And I think that's the most unique part about this, is what it does as a young woman, just in the world, not just in softball.
1-1 is swung on and missed. Count is 1-2. Well, quite an unconventional way to score their second run. It was a dropped third strike, and Jada Cooper, who again is not a fast base runner, she's just really smart and has the energy. Like De Los Santos said, she scores, and it's 2-0. Houston Astros Nike RBI team leads. The pitch is swung on, hit well towards right. And making the catch is Tate to end the inning, but another run scores for Houston Astros Nike RBI. Jada Cooper doing some fantastic things. We're going into the 7th. Here's another Nike RBI spotlight.
Nice, right here. Perfect.
Efren has been part of Castle Hill RBI since T-ball. You know, he doesn't hesitate to help with the field. As he got older in the minor division, he showed an interest in being an umpire. You know, it's been difficult to obtain umpires in this time, so he stepped up. On top of that, you know, he asked me if he can manage, and of course I said, go, give it a shot.
Nice.
I just want to give back mainly to my community, and I want to help out the kids mainly because I know for me, baseball has been an escape for me. Castle Hill Nike RBI, they really helped me a lot. So I just wanted to do my due diligence and just help out. So I'm like, why not help them in the best way I could, which is baseball.
He is a tremendous role model, and it's fair to say that everyone here, all the kids look up to him.
He's like my idol. It's amazing that he does the field, he cleans, he's umpires, manager, be a baseball player, and also in school, he does amazing in school.
I don't want to get recognition for it. I just really want to, main thing, I just want to help these kids and make them thrive.
Nice, just like that.
It just shows you what success means to us. You know, at Castle Hill RBI, you know, it's not about championships and banners. We measure success by the number of kids that return back to our program each year. Thanks to Nike RBI, we've seen that success. And when we have young men like Efren being a product of our program, it just feels great.
Listen to every MLB game live or on demand with At Bat. Plus, watch all minor league baseball and live look-ins on MLB Big Inning. No blackouts. Visit MLB.com/atbat for details. Last chance here for DC Elite Nike RBI. They trail by 2 in the top of the 7th. First pitch misses a little outside to Yasmin Burrell. A big insurance run in the last half inning for Houston Astros Nike RBI. They lead 2-0, and who but De Los Santos in the circle trying to close it out. Pitch misses low.
We got to hear from De Los Santos just talking about her curveball, her screwball, and mixing up the speeds. I think that's really the name of the game for her. She's so focused in on making sure nothing's left over the plate.
Pitch is popped up first base side, but they run out of room. 2-1 count. And her screw and curve, they're not being thrown for waste pitches. They're for strikes. And sometimes at a younger level, you might see a curveball very outside, but no, it's a tight spin. There's that screw. For a strike, 2-2.
Right at the hands. It's a tough pitch to work with, and if you're getting it called for a strike, most hitters won't go for that pitch right off the handle.
Two. Grounded foul to Jada Cooper, who's going to need some serious laundry done over there with that jersey. We saw her delayed steal third. She took home on a drop third strike.
Jada Cooper, she's been fun to watch. 3 for 3, stealing bases, taking advantage of home plate.
2-2. High fly ball to left. Kelly's going back. Underneath it. 1 down.
Two outs away.
Number 77, third base, Giovanni Fujimoto.
Fujimoto at the plate, 1 away. Swings and misses at the first pitch. And Coach Harry Thomas wants to speak to his batter.
He's seeing a little frustration.
And here is the last 10 championships in the softball division. You see Houston Astros RBI is on there quite a bit, 3 times, 2018, 2019, 21 last year they lost. So that is, if they win today, possibly 4 championships since 2018. Of course, there's still 2 outs for DC Elite Nike RBI to work with, so don't want to speak too soon. But you know that's in the back of the mind of De Los Santos in the circle.
She's been a part of a lot of these. I think, you know, they have the experience and they have what it takes to finish this game out.
0-2 count. Just a little outside. You can see Bella wanted that with that smile and the mask in the circle. Fujimoto has struck out twice today. Swing and a miss, strike 3, 2 outs now in the top of the 7th inning in the Houston Astros Nike RBI. They are 1 out away.
Really great pitch by Isabella coming in with that inside changeup.
You can see here, this is the baseball team for the Houston Astros Nike RBI team. They won the championship just last week, and now the softball team an out away from winning it here. They'll first have to go through Bobby Tate, the right fielder. Tate has struck out and lined out to left. Takes a strike on the outside corner. This will be the 90th pitch for Bella De Los Santos. Oh, 1. High. One to Tate. Is low in the dirt, nice hold. Waste pitch from De Los Santos. .91 pitches thrown for De Los Santos, 61 strikes and 30 balls. 2-1. Out of play. DC Elite Nike RBI down to their final strike.
It's a really good split from Isabella today. Just, you know, she's throwing a lot of junk pitches purposely, so those balls are not really accidental. She's thrown a lot of pitches to, you know, kind of waste and throw some hitters off. Only 30 balls on the game. It's impressive.
2-2, 2 outs. Fouled off, she stays alive.
2-2 count, it's a big pitch for both Bella and Bobby.
De Los Santos has only allowed 3 hits today. Two again. Lined up the middle into center field. DC Elite Nike RBI stays alive. A 2-out base hit for Tate.
What a good at bat by Bobby. Just battling off at pitch after pitch and finding one that she can work with. Not giving up with 2 outs.
And now Maya Mullings will step to the plate. She does have a hit against De Los Santos. It was a single into left. She represents the tying run here, but it's probably not what you're thinking. You're just thinking, get on base, do your job.
Keep the game alive.
Swings and misses at the first pitch. The runner on first is Bobby Tate, but Mullings represents the tying run. Here in the top of the 7th inning, DC Elite Nike RBI does need to score 2 to extend this ball game. Squares to bunt, pops it up. Jada Cooper catches it, and Houston Astros Nike RBI are back on top. They have now won 4 championships since 2018. The chip on their shoulder. It works for them. Back on top. And it's really just fitting that that final out was right to Jada Cooper.
They are back. What an incredible performance by both sides of the field. What a pitcher's duel. Both Kristen and Isabella just doing such a great job on the mound.
And that's the ball game. Congratulations to both teams on a great game. And
let's take a look at that final out. The bunt pop-up to Jada Cooper. Pops to the third baseman Cooper and immediately throws the ball, throws the glove in celebration. And probably the highest energy team here in this tournament just won the championship. Again, they lost last year, a heartbreaking loss after winning 3 in a row. They knew what they wanted to do this year. They were undefeated this entire tournament, and they outscored opponents 56-8, including today's game. Destiny, your final thoughts from this game, this championship game, 2-0 the final score.
It was a hard-fought battle on both ends, you know, only giving up 2 runs total in the entire game, but they both performed with the, you know, not so experienced DC Elite and the super experienced Houston Astros. I think what we saw here tonight was a great performance from both sides of the field. I'm excited to see the development that the DC Elite Nike RBI team can bring to the table. Hopefully we see them back again next year, but the Houston Astros came out on top. They came out stronger than ever, and they were so fun to watch.
A fantastic championship game between the Houston Astros Nike RBI team and the DC Elite Nike RBI team. Houston Astros Nike RBI win 2-0. They have won their 4th championship since 2018. What a game for Destiny Martinez, Sandy Charles, and the rest of our wonderful staff. I'm Jill Guerin saying so long from the Jackie Robinson Training Complex in Vero Beach, Florida. Again, congratulations to the Houston Astros Nike RBI team. They are the 2023 Nike RBI World Series softball champions.